Namah Sri Jatirajaya Vivekananda Surai Satchit Sukha Swarupai Swami Tapaharini. So, reading from the teachings of Swami Vivekananda from Advaita Ashram, Kolkata. We have some part remaining for the chapter Bhakti, or the love of God. In this evanescent world where everything is falling to pieces, we have to make the highest use of what time we have, says the Bhakta. And really, the highest use of life is to hold it at the service of all beings. It is the horrible body idea that breeds all the selfishness in the world. Just this one delusion that we are wholly the body we own, and that we must, by all possible means, try our very best to preserve and please it. If you know that you are positively other than your body, you have then none to fight with or struggle against. You are dead to all ideals of selfishness. So the Bhakta declares that we have to hold ourselves as if we are altogether dead to all the things of the world, and that is indeed self surrender. Let things come as they may. This is the meaning of Thy will be done. Not going about fighting and struggling and thinking all the while that God wills all our own weaknesses and worldly ambitions. Lord, they build high temples in your name. They make gifts in your name. I am poor. I have nothing. So I take this body of mine and place it at your feet. Do not give me up, O Lord. Such is the prayer proceeding out of the depths of the Bhakta's heart. To him who has experienced it, this eternal sacrifice of the self unto the beloved Lord is higher by far than all wealth and power, than even all soaring thoughts of renown and enjoyment. The peace of the Bhakta's calm resignation is a peace that passeth all understanding and is of incomparable value. When the devotee has reached this point, he is no more impelled to ask whether God can be demonstrated or not, whether he is omnipotent and omniscient or not. To him, he is only the God of love. He is the highest ideal of love, and that is sufficient for all his purposes. He, as love, is self evident. It requires no proof to demonstrate the existence of the beloved to the lover. The magistrate gods of other forms of religion may require a good deal of proof to prove them, but the Bhakta does not and cannot think of such gods at all. To him, God exists entirely as love. The perfected Bhakta no more goes to see God in temples and churches. He knows no place where he will not find him. He finds him in the temple as well as out of the temple. He finds him in the saint's saintliness as well as in the wicked man's wickedness, because he has him already seated in glory in his own heart as the one Almighty, inextinguishable light of love, which is ever shining and eternally present. The Bhakta at last comes to this, that love itself is God and nothing else. Where should man go to prove the existence of God? Love was the most visible of all visible things. It was the force that was moving the sun, the moon, and the stars, manifesting itself in men, women, and in animals, everywhere and in everything. It was expressed in material forces as gravitation, and so on. It was everywhere, in the every atom, manifesting everywhere. It was that infinite love, the only motive power of this universe, visible everywhere, and this was God Himself. I may know that I am He, yet will I take myself away from Him and become different so that I may enjoy the beloved? That is what the Bhakta says. I know one whom the world used to call mad, and this was his answer. My friends, the whole world is a lunatic asylum. Some are mad after worldly love, some after name, some after fame, some after money, some after salvation and going to heaven. In this big lunatic asylum, I am also mad. I am mad after God. You are mad, so am I. I think my madness is after all the best. The true bhakta's love is this burning madness before which everything else vanishes for him. The whole universe is to him full of love and love alone. That is how it seems to the lover. So when a man has this love in him, he becomes eternally blessed, eternally happy. This blessed madness of divine love alone can cure forever the disease of the world that is in us. Men are ever running after wives and wealth and fame in this world. Sometimes they are hit very hard on the head and they find out what this world really is. No one in this world can really love anything but God. Man finds out that human love is all hollow. Men cannot love though they talk of it. The wife says she loves her husband and kisses him, but as soon as he dies, the first thing she thinks about is the bank account and what she shall do the next day. The husband loves the wife, but when she becomes sick and loses her beauty, or becomes haggard, or makes a mistake, he ceases to care for her. All the love of the world is hypocrisy and hollowness. With love, there is no painful reaction. Love only brings a reaction of bliss. If it does not, it is not love. It is mistaking something else for love. When you have succeeded in loving your husband, your wife, your children, the whole world, the universe, in such a manner that there is no reaction of pain or jealousy, no selfish feeling, then you are in a fit state to be unattached. Then is it impossible for householders to realize God through that path of love, worshipping God as one's own husband or lover and considering oneself as his spouse? With a few exceptions, for ordinary householders, it is impossible, no doubt. And why lay so much stress on this delicate path above all others? Are there no other relationship by which to worship God except this Madhura idea of love? Why not follow the four other paths and take the name of the Lord with all your heart? Let the heart be opened first, and all else will follow of itself. But know this for certain that prema cannot come while there is lust. Why not try first to get rid of carnal desires? You will say, how is that possible? I am a householder. Nonsense. Because one is a householder, does it mean that one should be a personification of incontinence or that one has to live in marital relations all one's life? And after all, how unbecoming of a man to make of himself a woman so that he may practice this Madhura Lava? We accept God not because we really want Him, but because we have need of Him for selfish purposes. Love is something absolutely unselfish, that which has no thought beyond the glorification and adoration of the object upon which our affections are bestowed. It is a quality which bows down and worships and asks nothing in return. Merely to love is the sole request that true love has to ask. Then alone a man loves when he finds that the object of his love is not any low, little mortal thing. Then alone a man loves when he finds that the object of his love is not a clod of earth, but is the veritable God Himself. The wife will love the husband the more when she thinks that the husband is God Himself. The husband will love the wife the more when he knows that the wife is God Himself. The mother will love the children more who thinks that the children are God Himself. That man will love his greatest enemy who knows that that very enemy is God Himself. That man will love a holy man who knows that the holy man is God Himself. And that very man will also love the unholiest of men because he knows the background of that unholiest man is even He, the Lord. The absence of the thought of self is the essential characteristic of the love for God. Religion nowadays has become a mere hobby and fashion. People go to church like a flock of sheep. They do not embrace God because they need Him. Most persons are unconscious atheists who self complacently think that they are devout believers. So, we stop here for today. परो तत्ते सदालीन रामकृष्ण समज्ञया जो धर्म स्थापन रत विरसंग तं नममहम्.